From images captured in Alberta to Bigfoot sightings deep in the snow, here are the most compelling photos ever taken and why they are not fake. In April 2025, a Reddit post was made that had many people stunned. It featured a photo of what looked like a huge furry animal sitting in the grass. The picture was originally taken back in 2012 by a trapper in rural Alberta, Canada. The image showed a figure seemingly sitting with a unique posture, definitely not human. So that led skeptics to believe bear mother and a cub. Now, black bears and grizzly bears are native to Alberta, where the picture was taken, but the proportions were closer to a human than a bear with a cub. The figure had an arm, a large muscular arm, with what appeared to be a visibly flexing tricep muscle under coarse, reddish-brown fur. Toward the upper part of the arm, there was a clear elbow. The swell of the forearm and every other detail just made it way too hard to say it was just a bear. Then, there were the wide shoulders and the back. Not really a bear thing, but more like something common in Sasquatch sightings. Common descriptions include broad shoulders, no visible neck, and long arms, which many skeptics attribute to misidentification of a bear standing upright. So for me, no, it's not a bear, let alone any kind of bear. The arms, the back, the shoulders, everything just points in one direction: Sasquatch. And of course, Alberta's history with Sasquatch goes way back before 2012. In the 1970s, a photograph was taken by a man who was snowmobiling when a creature crossed the road in front of him, where many said it was definitely a guy in a hooded sweatshirt with pants. It doesn't really seem like one. The posture, the big head, the way it was walking, the lack of equipment needed to even walk in that area, all of it suggests it wasn't just a man wandering around. And that's when some started seeing a pattern. Looks similar to the Dyatlov Pass photo. That infamous photo, taken just before a group of Russian hikers were mysteriously found dead in 1959, also showed a tall, dark figure walking in the snow. A figure some believe was responsible for the tragedy. Whether that's true or not, the resemblance to this Alberta image is uncanny. The size, the stride, and the eerie timing. Now, skeptics will always say, it's a man in a coat, or just a bear. But when you compare these images, one from 2012 in Alberta, one from the 70s, and another all the way in Russia, decades earlier, they all point toward a creature that doesn't quite fit in the human or animal box. And Alberta, specifically, has always been fertile ground for Bigfoot legends. Known as the Hovie Bigfoot, this creature was caught by a trail camera and had everyone panicking, not knowing if they really had real Bigfoot evidence or if it was all just a hoax. The photo was originally released by Melissa Hovie, a Bigfoot researcher from Texas. According to her, this image came from a game cam, but it wasn't your usual digital setup. This was a homemade game cam set up with a 35mm camera set with a zoom lens. These homemade setups were pretty popular a few years back. The photo quality makes good sense for a 35mm camera with a zoom lens. At first glance, it shows a massive, fur-covered figure with its back turned, seemingly sitting or crouching in the wild. But here's where it gets interesting. Some longtime researchers and witnesses claimed there were details in the image that only someone who had seen a Bigfoot in real life would recognize. Like the ears, Some witnesses have also noted what they called pointy, elf-shaped ears on the Bigfoot they saw. Zooming into the photo, things get even weirder. You can clearly see white bumps on the skin, possibly a dermatological condition. There are also scrapes and red sores that some say look like injuries. Many believe older Bigfoots tend to be more beat up and rugged from living in the wild. And if this was just a costume, well, the detail is a little too good. People tried comparing it to costumes from Bigfoot movies like Claude, but those who've seen the costume up close said it looks nothing like this photo. Even the body proportions feel off for a fake. Sure, skeptics have brought up the usual, it's a man in a suit theory. But if it is, then whoever made this has a lot of time, skill, and money for a prank that still hasn't been debunked over a decade later. And just like many other Bigfoot photos, this one still has no solid answer. In November 2000, something strange was caught on camera in the Oklahoma woods, but this time, it didn't stay on a computer for long. The photo was taken by Russell Lumatha, a member of the Arapaho tribe, during an outdoor tribal event in Canadian County. He wasn't out looking for anything strange, just taking pictures of a coworker who was posing next to a piece of litter. But when he looked through the viewfinder, something in the background caught his eye. A massive dark figure was standing among the trees, just barely visible through the gaps in the foliage. Russell took another step forward and snapped a second picture, right before the figure turned and disappeared into the woods. When the photo was uploaded to a computer later, something weird happened. The office secretary, who saw the images, was so disturbed by them, she deleted the files entirely. The only copies left today are scanned versions of the prints Russell made on high-quality photo paper. The face had deep shadows around the eyes, and what looked like a heavy brow ridge and jawline. The arm was huge, muscular, and long, with visible thickness from shoulder to elbow. Its head sat lower than a human's, slouched forward like a gorilla, and the back and shoulders looked too broad for a person in a suit. And there's more. When one of the images was placed side by side with a frame from the Patterson-Gimlin footage, the resemblance was hard to ignore. The stance, the shape of the back, even the way the creature seemed to turn it matched, almost perfectly. But this isn't the first time something like this was reported in Oklahoma. Back in the early 1990s, a soldier stationed at Fort Sill had a terrifying encounter during night guard duty. He reported seeing a tall, hairy creature standing silently near an artillery gun. It was way too big to be a bear, and the way it moved, disappearing without a sound, just wasn't natural. That story didn't spread far at the time, but years later, it resurfaced after the soldier came forward. Between that and Russell's photos, something strange is definitely going on in Oklahoma's forests, and every time someone gets too close to proving it, the evidence seems to disappear. Back in 1969, something weird started stalking the shores of Lake Worth, Texas. Locals reported seeing a creature with white fur, goat-like features, and claws. Some even said it had scales. That summer, dozens of people around Greer Island, just west of Fort Worth, claimed to have spotted what they called a goat man, or the Lake Worth monster. Then came this photo. The image shows a large white figure towering above the brush, blurry, almost ghost-like. And this wasn't some small-town legend with one sighting either. Newspapers reported the alleged sightings, including one in which the monster landed on a man's car after jumping out of a tree, and another in which it threw an automobile tire at a group of people. Now, skeptics claimed it was all a prank by local high schoolers, especially after one guy allegedly came forward saying he wore a gorilla costume and ran through the woods for fun. But even then, that doesn't explain the tire toss or how multiple people claimed it had reptilian features. And here's the thing. Lake Worth already had stories about strange things in the woods before the 1969 panic. Some locals believed the creature might have been living out there for a long time, some sort of forgotten species or mutation that just happened to get caught in the spotlight that summer. Since then, the Lake Worth monster has become part of local folklore. Every year, Fort Worth even hosts a Lake Worth Monster Bash, where people gather to share sightings, dress up, and debate whether Goatman was real or just a really well-done prank that spiraled out of control. But regardless of what you believe, whether it was an overgrown hoax or an actual creature stalking the lake one summer night, there's still only one photo, one blurry, overexposed photo that has kept people guessing for over 50 years. Back in 2012, a group of experienced cryptid researchers known as Extreme Expeditions were deep in the North Cascades National Park, Washington, a known hotspot for alleged Sasquatch activity. They weren't expecting much, just another routine night out in the field. But when they checked their trail camera footage the next morning, something strange had wandered into their camp. The photo shows a white, cloaked figure bulky, low to the ground, squatting between a burned-out campfire and a bench covered in canteens and gear. Nobody from the team had been awake at the time, and according to them, no one on the expedition resembled what was caught on camera. To be fair, the image is grainy, but what stands out is how clearly not human the shape looks. It's thick, wide, hunched, and it looks like it's reaching for something on the ground. In a follow-up photo taken during daylight, the team even recreated the scene to show scale, whatever that thing was. It wasn't just someone crawling in a sleeping bag. Even weirder, the figure appears right between two sleeping expedition members, and nobody heard a thing. This wasn't a random group of amateurs either. The expedition included Adam Davies, who's been on international missions searching for cryptids like the Orang Pendek and Mokelambembe. And that's what makes this case so compelling. Some suggested it might have been a hoax. Others said it looked like sleepwalking, or just a weird trick of light. But again, the team swore that no one moved during the night, and this wasn't something they staged. The photo's never been debunked. The figure's identity remains unknown, and to this day, the moment stands out as one of the few times a potential Bigfoot was caught on camera right inside a camp, while people were sleeping just feet away. In 2020, a photo surfaced that's still being argued over today. It was taken near Ranchita, California, a quiet, mountainous stretch of Southern California that's known more for hiking trails than anything paranormal. But in this photo, something's hiding in plain sight. Right behind the brush is what looks like a large humanoid figure, tall, broad, hunched forward. Some say it resembles a gorilla. Others say it's more human-like than any ape. But here's the twist. This wasn't snap deep in the woods during some blurry hike. This was caught from a distance across a valley. And despite that distance, the figure is still visibly massive. Skeptics said it was just pareidolia, that thing your brain does where it sees shapes in random patterns, maybe a shadow, a rock, or maybe just a trick of light. Others claimed it was Photoshop, just another fake to rack up clicks on the internet. But then came Thinker Thunker, a video analyst and longtime cryptid investigator on YouTube. He broke down the image in Photoshop and ran it through some tests. First, he pointed out the lighting. The creature is shaded the exact same way as the trees around it, matching sun angle, matching warmth on the branches, matching shadow depth. If this was photoshopped, someone would have had to find a gorilla photo taken in nearly identical lighting conditions and terrain. Then came the color DNA test, basically cranking up the saturation to reveal if something was artificially inserted into the photo. All the natural elements, trees, rocks, even the creature, behaved the same way under color stress. Meanwhile, the sample images of actual gorillas didn't match at all. In other words, they didn't belong in that photo. But the thing in the original shot, it blended in perfectly. So either someone managed a miracle-level Photoshop with exact lighting and environmental match, or the figure was really standing there that day. And here's what makes this photo so bizarre. No one saw it when it was taken. It was only after the image was reviewed that the figure was noticed. That means, if it was a creature, it was completely silent, perfectly still, and managed to disappear without ever being heard or seen again. And that's the thing Thinker Thunker, who's no stranger to cryptid hoaxes, didn't say this photo proves Bigfoot exists. What he did prove, however, is that this photo wasn't edited, and if it wasn't edited, then someone or something was out there in the California hills that day. In 2012, a group of friends went hiking near Provo Canyon in Utah. It was just supposed to be a chill day in the woods. Then they saw this.
Yeah, we probably should be too close to it, huh?
At first, they thought it was a bear, but then the creature stood up. On two legs. That's when they ran. The hikers said they left everything behind, including their tent, after realizing the thing was watching them. And then, it started throwing rocks. If you know anything about Bigfoot reports, that rock-throwing detail is important. It's a behavior that's popped up in dozens of other alleged sightings. Aggressive, territorial, and very not bear-like. The group uploaded a short clip of the encounter, and it didn't take long before the internet blew up. Provo Canyon isn't some dense Pacific Northwest forest. It's right in Utah's backyard. And suddenly people were wondering, did someone just catch Bigfoot on camera? Skeptics were quick to call it a hoax, but not everyone agreed. Video analysis and CGI expert Mitch Phillips examined the footage and ruled out costuming. He pointed out the muscle tone, the way the fur moves, and how the light hits it. To him, it didn't look fake. His words? My conclusion, it's real. This is a huge piece of evidence supporting the existence of Bigfoot. I'm impressed. Even the blog Bigfoot Evidence asked Phil Poling from Para Breakdown to analyze the video. And while he didn't jump on the It's Real train, he did say something interesting. The reactions of the hikers felt genuine. They're not performing. They're not hamming it up for the camera. But here's the catch. The creature in the footage is blurry. Poling admitted that with that little detail, it could be anything. A bear, a prank, or maybe just someone in a suit who wasn't in on the joke, which leaves us stuck in the same spot we always end up with Bigfoot footage, too real to dismiss, but too vague to confirm. Then, the fact that this happened in Utah, not Oregon, not Washington, adds to the story. Because if something like this is real, it's not just hiding in one region. It could be anywhere. Sutton Lake. West Virginia is a quiet, green area in the middle of the state surrounded by dense forest, rolling hills, and barely any development. But in the middle of all that silence, something was spotted. For years, locals around Braxton County have reported seeing a large, hairy creature near the lake. Some call it a wild man. Others say it's Bigfoot. The stories go back decades. It's not just old rumors either. In 2021, the West Virginia Bigfoot Museum opened in the town of Sutton. And it wasn't a joke. Locals supported it. According to founder David Petalicchio, people from the area, hunters, farmers, and longtime residents came forward with stories. Not just sightings, but sounds, tracks, and strange encounters they never forgot. These are not crazy people. These are serious people and respected members of the community. And it's not just one or two accounts. Les Odell, who runs the Cryptid Facebook page, WV, Cryptids, and Strange Encounters, says reports keep coming in. One story claims a Bigfoot-like creature threw a log at a boat near Sutton Dam. And while that sounds far-fetched, it lines up with other Bigfoot reports from across the country where the creature was said to throw rocks or logs when startled. The area also has a long history of strange sightings. Sutton is the same region where the Flatwoods Monster, another famous West Virginia cryptid, was allegedly seen back in the 1950s. So why so many sightings in one place? Most of Braxton County is untouched land. With so much deep forest and barely any people living there, it's the kind of place where something or someone could stay hidden. The sightings usually happen at night, far from town, in places where only hunters and hikers go. And while skeptics still doubt the stories, people in the region aren't laughing. Whether it's a new species, a misidentified animal, or just a long-standing local legend, the sightings near Sutton Lake haven't stopped. Walking through town late at night might feel relaxing, but have you ever dared to walk through a forest trail at night? This video will show you exactly why that's a terrible idea. This spine-chilling clip was uploaded by a Reddit user from Switzerland who decided, for reasons only they know, to take a nighttime stroll through a forest. The sound is so raw, so childlike, it feels like it claws right into your soul. Now, if you're thinking, it's probably just foxes. Here's the thing. According to the uploader, there haven't been any foxes in this forest for years. At least not spotted anymore. So, if it's not foxes, what on earth could be making those terrifying screams? And why do they feel so human? Like some children screaming. This video captures a creature hiding in the dark. This video was uploaded on TikTok by a user who claims to have captured something truly creepy while digging in a cave. You can barely make out the outline of its body, and what we do see looks unsettling, to say the least. At first glance, it almost resembles a dog with the shape of its head and body, but something about it just feels off. It's definitely not giving off your typical dog vibes. Whatever this thing is, I'm 100% sure I'm staying far away from it, as these guys should do as well. Stray animals in the neighborhood can be a nuisance, but imagine having a vulture infestation. That's not just annoying, it's downright eerie and terrifying. This video was uploaded on Reddit, capturing one of the weirdest and creepiest phenomena you'll ever see. Hundreds of vultures perched on rooftops across an entire neighborhood. In the footage, recorded by a passing driver, you can see these vultures just casually resting on the houses, as if they own the place. And it's not just one house, they're on every single roof in sight. Now, we all know vultures only show up when there's something dead nearby, which makes you wonder, what exactly did they find in that neighborhood? Whatever it is, it can't be good. And if that wasn't creepy enough, all the houses in this video look the same. Same paint, same design, like something straight out of a horror movie. It's almost like the perfect setup for something far more sinister. Honestly, seeing this many vultures in one place is enough to make anyone uneasy. As much as influencing might seem easy, the reality of having a social media presence can often lead to unsettling situations, just like what happened to the lady in this video.
Get out! Get out!
What on earth was he doing? This unsettling video comes from a TikTok influencer who was in the middle of a dance challenge when something bizarre occurs. While she's dancing and recording herself, she suddenly hears a noise coming from the window. Glancing over, she catches a glimpse of a shadow behind the curtains, and her heart drops. There's someone on the other side. In an instant, she goes into full-on panic mode and confronts the intruder. He responds in Spanish, casually asking if they're friends. Can you imagine? In her anxious state, she awkwardly replies that they are not. She bravely walks toward her door, demanding he leave. But when she pans the camera back, we get a chilling reveal. The man is now inside her apartment, through the balcony door. After some tense moments of confrontation, he eventually leaves, but the video ends there, leaving us all on edge. What was this man doing? It's a terrifying encounter, and I seriously hope this guy faced some serious consequences for his creepy behavior. This kind of thing isn't just scary, it's a crime. Our minds are naturally wired to find familiar shapes in random objects, like seeing animals or faces in clouds. But this next video takes that concept to a whole new level.
A face.
This captivating video, which was uploaded to YouTube in 2011, captures a massive storm cloud that seems to take on an eerie humanoid face. As the camera pans across the darkening sky, the cameraman is simply recording what appears to be a typical storm cloud. But then, when he turns back, something bizarre unfolds before our eyes. The cloud starts to morph into what looks strikingly like a human face. First, it forms a prominent nose, then gradually reveals a forehead, eyes, and a mouth. It's undeniably distinct, and many viewers have commented that it feels like a sign from above. But if that's the case, what message could God be trying to send us? Is it a warning, a comfort, or something else entirely? The possibilities are both intriguing and unsettling. We've all heard tales of the infamous Loch Ness Monster, but apart from a few old photos floating around the internet, concrete evidence has been elusive until now. This next video might just give us the video proof we've all been waiting for. This footage comes from a beachgoer who captured the chaos that erupted when a monstrous visitor made its presence known in the water. In the video, we see something massive an elongated gliding through the waves, resembling a colossal sea serpent. It moves with a slow grace, inching closer to the swimmers, sending everyone into a state of panic. You can almost feel the tension in the air as people scramble to get out of the water, eyes wide with disbelief. Those who have seen this video are claiming it could very well be the infamous Loch Ness Monster. Looking at the size and shape of this creature, it's hard to dismiss the possibility. What do you think? Could this be the elusive legend come to life? If you spend any time on TikTok, you've probably heard of Randonautica, the app that leads adventurous souls to mysterious locations. Well, this next video showcases just how bizarre things can get when you dabble in the unknown.
Lock the fucking doors. Oh my god, Tyler! Tyler!
Captured by a group of teenage girls on their latest Randonautica adventure, this footage takes a turn into the weird. The girls are filming from their car when they spot a woman standing on the sidewalk, her gaze fixed directly on them, radiating an unsettling intensity. With an angry expression and a shopping cart beside her, she murmurs something to the group that sends shivers down your spine. Her demeanor is downright creepy. Those eyes appear almost completely black, adding a sinister vibe to the encounter. The way she speaks feels unnatural, amplifying the bizarre atmosphere. Honestly, if you ask me, this lady looks like she's on some kind of drugs. And if she isn't, well, I'm officially giving up shopping for good. Trust me, after watching this next video, you might find yourself second-guessing even your car's exhaust. This video was recorded by a car owner who was in the process of giving their vehicle a nice wash. In the footage, the backseat door is open, and as the camera pans inside, we see what looks like an exhaust pipe going through the door. But here's the twist. That's not an exhaust pipe at all. The real problem is that the exhaust pipe shouldn't be going through there. What we're actually looking at is a massive snake. Yes, this slithery creature found its way into the car body through some opening. Its unique color and texture make it look almost camouflaged against the interior, adding to the shock factor. So, the next time you wash your car, keep an eye out, because you never know what might be lurking inside. This next video shows what a solar eclipse looks like from Earth when it's at full power. It's almost otherworldly. Amazing, right? This video comes from a solar eclipse watch party, capturing this incredible sight. In the footage, we see hundreds of people gathered to witness the event. And then it happens, the moon moves directly in front of the sun, and suddenly, everything goes dark. The sunlight vanishes as if someone flipped off your room's bulb. Even though it's daytime, the surroundings are completely shrouded in darkness, leaving everyone in awe. It's pretty cool to think about how our world works, and that events like this can happen right before our eyes. We've got another jaw-dropping wonder from nature, straight out of Minnesota. Imagine needing to escape bad weather, but instead of moving cities, you just walk out the other door. In this clip, we see a garage with heavy rain pouring down. But wait, look through the other door. It's a bright sunny day. Let's replay that. Torrential downpour on one side and clear, sunny skies on the other. It's like having a weather portal right in your garage. Who needs Dr. Strange's sling ring when Minnesota's weather can give you a magical doorway? Nature's full of surprises, isn't it? Would you step into the rain or bask in the sunshine? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. What is this thing? Honestly, I'm struggling to describe it. Every time I look at it, I see something different. Is this even real? Or are we falling victim to pareidolia, the brain's tricky way of seeing familiar patterns in random shapes? But when I zoom in further, it almost looks like a carcass, some dead animal lying belly up. What do you think? Today seems to be the day for strange creatures, and what this grandma has captured is truly unsettling.
Oh my goodness gracious, what the hell? Ain't nobody in the other room. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Take a close look at this. What is that? Its face has oddly human-like features, but there's something off. It almost looks like a sea lion. But let's be real. What would a sea lion be doing in this grandma's room? What's even stranger is that she claims this isn't the first time this creature has appeared. Look at its face. It doesn't seem threatening at all. In fact, it almost has a curious, innocent expression, like it's trying to ask something. At first glance, you might think this is computer generated, but it looks way too real. Before we get to those horns, just focus on the eyes for a second. I've never seen eyes like that on a snake before. Pitch black, standing out against its pristine white skin. I've seen horned snakes before, but never anything like this. Most are tiny, barely noticeable, but these. They're at least a foot long, maybe more. It's like a crown of bone, giving the snake an almost ghostly, a worldly presence. The white skin, those piercing eyes, and those horns. This doesn't look like any snake we've seen in the wild. Could this be a rare species? A new mutation? Or are we witnessing something far more mysterious? Now, moving on to something bizarre and downright terrifying. For decades, people have been hunting for proof of Bigfoot. Sightings, blurry photos, shaky footage, yet no one has ever been able to conclusively prove its existence. The footage is clear, up close, and honestly, this might be the most detailed Bigfoot sighting we've ever seen. It has everything: the massive hairy figure, those long confident strides. Could this really be the conclusive proof we've been waiting for? I have to admit, I'm skeptical. After all these years of blurry footage and hearsay, now we suddenly get this perfect Hollywood-level shot of Bigfoot. As much as I want to believe, this seems almost too perfect to be real. What do you think? After heavy rains and floods swept through the area, these bizarre formations appeared. At first glance, it looks like the ground itself is coming alive, pushing these stones upward like some kind of geological phenomenon. You don't expect to see this in the aftermath of a flood. It's eerie, almost as if something underground is trying to surface. The unsettling thing about nature is how unpredictable it can be. One minute you're dealing with a flood, the next you're faced with something that feels like it belongs in a mystery novel. What do you think is happening here? Are we looking at a freak geological event, or is this something more mysterious? Ever had that feeling that something just isn't right, even when you're alone in your own home? I've got to say he's braver than most. I wouldn't dare go near that door without backup. But then, what is that? He's right to be startled. It's a hand. Twisted in an unnatural way, bent at the wrist like it's broken. The bathroom is completely empty. So what was that hand? And how did it disappear without a trace? The moment you think you're safe is the moment the unknown creeps in. And sometimes, it leaves you with nothing but unanswered questions. That house is haunted for sure. Get out of there, mate, like right now. As we reach the end of our journey, let's stay true to the spirit of this channel and wrap up with some truly bizarre clips. Feast your eyes on this. A strange sea creature washed ashore lifeless. What on earth is it? I've never seen anything like this. Thank goodness it's dead. I wouldn't fancy meeting that thing alive. Just look at its massive size and its bizarre shape. It doesn't resemble any known fish, whale, or octopus. This brings to mind those classic tales of sea monsters. Perhaps something like what Jules Verne described in Journey to the Center of the Earth. Could those legends hold a grain of truth? We've barely explored 5% of our oceans. We can't dismiss the possibility of creatures unknown to science. After all, our planet is mostly water, with 95% still shrouded in mystery. There are undoubtedly countless wonders, and perhaps even terrors lurking in the depths of this strange little world we call home. Ever glanced at the sky and had that sinking feeling that doomsday might be upon us? Well, brace yourselves, because this video aims to give you a taste of just that. This unsettling footage comes all the way from Michigan and was captured by a family who were, let's just say, thoroughly freaked out. In the video they recorded, we can see multiple smoky trails streak across the sky, seemingly descending towards the ground. It's like something out of a movie. Fireballs raining down from the heavens. There are 5, maybe 6 of these trails, stretching from high above all the way down near the horizon. So what exactly caused this unsettling display? Online theories have been flying faster than those smoky trails. Some believe it could be debris from a destroyed aircraft. Others say parts of a rocket. And a few even went as far as suggesting alien activity. Now, let's get a little scientific here. While those theories are certainly out there, the most likely explanation is a meteor shower. Meteors, also known as shooting stars, heat up as they enter Earth's atmosphere, creating the glowing trails we see. Even though it's a natural phenomenon, there's no denying the eerie feeling this video evokes. What would you do if you looked up and saw something you just couldn't explain?
4.
Launching one after
1, 2,
another.
3, 4.
If you look up, tell me if you see these.
And those are not jets.
Go out.
Those are not.
No, they're not. They're silent.
It starts with a couple of bright orbs, silently floating through the sky. No engine noise, no flashing lights, just these glowing dots, slowly drifting away. And here's where it gets wild. There aren't just 1 or 2, but more and more appear, and no one seems to know what they're looking at. The people recording are just as baffled as we are. Those aren't planes, that's for sure. These objects are moving in ways that don't match anything we've seen before. The excitement in their voices says it all. They know they're capturing something truly strange. So, what are these mysterious orbs? Alien spacecrafts? Drones? Something else entirely? Could this be the proof we've been waiting for? Or just another fleeting mystery that leaves us with more questions than answers? What if giants weren't just myths or legends? Filmed in São Tomé das Letras, the video shows a massive figure, towering over trees and rocks, casually strolling through the landscape. And the strangest part, the figure seems to be using a cell phone. Common sense might tell you this is a hoax. But reactions online have been wild. Some believe it's clever editing, while others think this could be proof of the legends. But here's the big question. If it's fake, Why does it look so convincing? The sheer size of this figure is hard to ignore. So, what do you think? A real-life giant walking among us, or a brilliantly staged illusion? Either way, it sparked curiosity, and we're left with another mystery to unravel. What would you do if you looked up and saw this? A cloud formation straight out of a science fiction movie. This eerie sight appeared over California. The cloud looks almost unnatural, like something is about to break through the atmosphere. What is happening here? The formation is so unusual. Could this be a flying saucer, cloaked as a cloud? Or maybe it's an interdimensional portal, just like in the science fiction movies we've all seen. Whatever it is, it's fascinating to watch, I must admit. Maybe there's no need to blow things out of proportion. This could just be a strange, but completely natural weather phenomenon. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time can lead to some strange situations, but finding yourself in a spot where you clearly don't belong is a whole other level of weird, just like this rabbit. This video was taken by a beachgoer who was casually filming the gentle waves when something peculiar caught his eye. As the camera pans over the surf, a small figure emerges from the water. Curious, the cameraman approaches, and to his astonishment, it's a rabbit. Yes, you heard that right. A rabbit. This little guy hops out of the ocean, like it's the most normal thing in the world before darting towards the fields, leaving viewers with a sense of bewilderment. What on earth was this rabbit doing in the ocean? Sure, we know swamp bunnies can swim, but an ocean escapade, that's a whole different story. A bike rider set out on a thrilling night adventure, capturing the experience on his GoPro as he cruised through the eerie Rongtong forest. But when he reviewed the footage, he was left utterly shocked by what he found. Creepy, right? In the footage, we see the rider gliding along a desolate night road, the bike's headlights slicing through the darkness as they illuminate the path ahead. All seems calm and peaceful, until the end of the clip. As the biker takes a slight turn, the camera unexpectedly reveals a ghostly white humanoid figure standing motionless in the middle of the road. This spectral presence is unnerving from every angle, and what's even more chilling is that the biker, completely unaware, rides right past it. Moments like this are precisely why I steer clear of night rides, folks. Who knows what might be lurking in the shadows? A construction worker arriving for his shift heard some unsettling noises coming from inside a house. Thinking it might be a squatter, he pulled out his camera, but what he encountered next felt like it was ripped straight from a horror movie.
Hello?
That was genuinely terrifying. This video, uploaded on YouTube, reveals what the uploader initially thought was just a squatter, but it quickly escalated into something much worse. In the footage, we see the construction worker, the cameraman, cautiously roaming around the house, calling out to see if anyone is inside. He asks multiple times, but there's only silence, until suddenly, a door swings open on its own. Caught off guard, he rushes toward the door, only to find no one there. Just as he starts to comprehend what's happening, the basement door slams shut by itself. Feeling the adrenaline pumping, he bolts to the basement and opens the door. But it's empty too. Then, out of nowhere, the lights begin flickering ominously. And just when you think things can't get any creepier, something hits him. The impact knocks the camera to the ground, where it pans up to the ceiling, but it doesn't end there. Something knocks the camera again, and it stays on the floor until the worker eventually returns to pick it up. This scene is so eerie. It's like a horror movie trailer come to life. Honestly, man, just leave that house and find somewhere else to work. This is not worth it. A hiker in Oklahoma was out for a casual hike, enjoying the sights, when something in the distance caught his eye. At first, he thought it was just a bear, but as he looked closer, his heart skipped a beat. What he saw wasn't a bear at all. It was something far more unexpected.
This was posted by eman580 on TikTok on October 1st, stating, "Scariest moment of my life."
This video you just watched was recorded by that hiker who stumbled upon a strange Bigfoot-like creature chilling under a tree. In the footage, you can see this large ape-like figure with brownish fur, just lounging under the shade. But here's where it gets weird. The size of this thing is enormous. Yet when you get a glimpse of its face, well, it's not exactly what you'd expect. Its face looks oddly humanoid, almost too human for comfort. And its hands, massive human-like hands, make it all the more unsettling. Now, the hiker, and a good portion of the internet, believe this could be a sighting of the infamous Oklahoma Bigfoot. But personally, I'm a bit skeptical. This could very well be someone in a really convincing Bigfoot suit. But even if it is a suit, you've got to admit, whoever made it did a fantastic job because that thing looks eerily real. When we think of river monsters, one of the most famous is the Loch Ness Monster, no doubt. But let's be real, Nessie's existence is still unproven. However, there's another river monster that's very much real, and it's been lurking in our waters for millions of years. Meet the sturgeon. This footage was captured by a group of fishermen who spotted what looked like a massive dragon-like creature swimming beneath their boat. In the clip, you can see the fish's back breaking the surface of the water, covered in thick scale-like ridges, almost identical to the spiny back of a mythical dragon. And let's not forget, the thing is huge. The sheer size and the way it majestically glides through the water is nothing short of mesmerizing. Honestly, it feels like watching some ancient river monster in action. Because technically it is. Sturgeons are a species of fish that have been around for a mind-blowing 175 to 200 million years. They're often called living fossils, and this video is a rare sighting of one surfacing like this. I've got to say, if I ever saw one of these beasts swimming toward me, I'd swear I just encountered a real-life river monster, no doubt about it. Imagine your house is so flooded that you need a boat just to get around. What would you do? Probably call for help, right? Well, how about going on TikTok, just like this man from Tampa did?
Nastiness, that's good. Florida things. Florida man doing Florida things.
This video is a live stream from a Florida resident whose house was completely overtaken by floodwaters. In the video, you can see the inside of his home, submerged under what looks like 4 to 5 feet of water. Instead of panicking, the homeowner is chilling in a plastic raft, casually explaining the situation to his viewers. At one point, he points out some bubbling in the water, which he explains is coming from the foundation. Despite the grim reality, he remains calm as he continues to stream, even showing us outside his window, where the floodwaters are just as high. It's an intense situation, and I really hope this guy got help from the authorities, because as chill as he seems, a situation like this could spiral out of control in the blink of an eye and cause massive destruction. A woman was home alone one night, relaxing, when she suddenly heard strange noises coming from her upstairs bathroom. Curious but cautious, she decided to check it out. And what she found gave her the shock of her life. What was that? This video comes from a homeowner who experienced a downright terrifying scene in her bathroom. In the footage, you can see her showing the bathtub, where eerie banging sounds are coming from the drain. As she gets closer to investigate, the drain cover suddenly gets pushed aside by a long, wire-like object emerging from it. This thing starts spinning around wildly, knocking things over, and moving in an unsettling, chaotic way. At this point, the woman had seen enough. She bolts out of the bathroom and slams the door behind her. But seriously, what just happened? I mean, strange noises are one thing, but what was that bizarre wire-like creature crawling out of the drain? After seeing this, I'm not sure I'd be able to shower in peace again. We all have our own spaces. Humans have their towns and cities, and nature has its own habitats. But then there are people like this guy who just can't seem to respect those boundaries.
Alright, I'm filming. That's a good throw. Oh!
This video comes from a pair of friends out on a hiking adventure. But what they got in return was some instant karma. In the clip, you can hear one friend behind the camera while the other decides it would be hilarious to throw rocks at a hornet hive. They're both laughing and joking about it, until the consequences hit hard.
That's a good throw. Oh!
The friend in front of the camera tosses the first rock, which misses, but the second one hits dead on, knocking the hive into the water. What happens next is exactly what you'd expect.
Second.
Within seconds, we hear panicked screams from the guy who threw the rock as he bolts from the scene. The cameraman quickly realizes he's in trouble too, and soon both are screaming as the hornets seek revenge. And that's where the video cuts off. Honestly, messing with a hornet hive, bad idea. Those hornets got angry, and these guys got exactly the karma they were asking for. This next video was uploaded on Instagram with the caption, "Headache Cursed Desert." And trust me, it's as disturbing as the name suggests. Creepy, right? The video you just watched shows a bizarre, alien-like creature crawling into a shell to sleep. It has a humanoid body shape, but its features are where things get really unsettling. Instead of a head, it has a shell with strange appendages poking out, and its feet look like something you'd see on fish. To make it even weirder, there's some black hair-like stuff sprouting around the upper part of its alien-like body. The entire footage feels like it's been pulled straight out of a nightmare. But don't let your imagination run too wild. It's most likely an artificial generated creature, crafted from some creative prompts. Still, it's crazy and kinda terrifying. Imagine a futuristic cyber city where holograms light up the sky. Well, thanks to our surprisingly advanced drone technology, that future is now within reach. This next video, uploaded on TikTok, comes straight from China, and it's truly mind-blowing. In the video, we see hundreds of glowing lights in the sky, all moving in perfect synchronization. But here's the catch. Each light is actually a drone. These drones work together in spectacular harmony, forming mesmerizing visuals like creatures, spaceships, cities, and even text. It's like watching a futuristic light show come to life. Controlled by a ground unit, these drones create stunning shapes that seem almost unreal. Technology has come so far that we're on the verge of seeing actual holograms in the sky. This video takes place in New Mexico, and it might make you a bit nervous about taking a nighttime drive on a country road. The footage was captured with a dash camera, showing the view of the road. As the vehicle continues on its way, something catches our attention on the roadside. At first, it seems like it might be just a white bag or something similar lying there. But as the vehicle gets closer, we can make out the head of this eerie creature. It's quite ghostly and appears to have a humanoid head hunched over on the side of the road. Its texture and color are white. What's really strange is that this creature doesn't seem to have any legs or a normal body. It's more like a lower snake-like part. Whatever it is, encountering something like this on a nighttime drive is definitely something most people would want to avoid. Have you ever had that eerie feeling that someone's watching you? Well, sometimes that feeling might be spot on. In this video, two friends were traveling from California to Arizona when they came across something really odd. While they were in a mountainous area, one of the friends noticed something lurking in the bushes on the mountain. They started recording, and in the footage, you can see a dark black creature in the distance, seemingly keeping an eye on them. This creature appears to have a humanoid head and resembles an ape or gorilla. However, it's puzzling because there were no nearby forests, and apes and gorillas typically live in forests. The friends claimed it might be a Bigfoot, but it's tough to say for sure due to the limited evidence. Nature is strange. Just when you think you know it well, it proves you wrong. This next video showcases how nature can work in unexpected and unpredictable ways. In this video, a lady is out in a park when she spots a bizarre opening in a tree trunk. As she films, we see a cluster of mushrooms growing around the opening. But things take a wild turn when she inserts her camera into the opening, revealing a mini world of these tiny mushrooms thriving inside the tree. These mushrooms seem to be parasitizing the tree from within. It's incredible to witness how nature creates its own habitats in such surprising ways. Brands go to great lengths to maintain their reputation, sometimes even making claims they don't quite live up to. But Krispy Kreme is taking its claims to a whole new level.
Be friendly, mi gente, miren la abeja. No lo puedo creer, no lo puedo creer.
This video, sourced from Reddit, captures a store that has taken the label a bit too literally. We see the cameraman walking into the shop, panning the camera towards a sign that reads, "Bee Friendly Products." However, as he zooms in on the display rack, it's filled with donuts and hundreds of bees. Yes, you saw that right. The sign literally promotes bee friendly. And the entire display is swarming with these bees buzzing around casually. Surprisingly, the workers seem unfazed, just going about their tasks without a care. It's pretty ironic. However, I've heard that bees are quite hygienic creatures and don't leave toxins behind. So, as long as there aren't any dead bees among those donuts, they might just be okay. Animals. Some believe their minds are teeming with thoughts and emotions, while others think they're simply empty inside. This video might just challenge those assumptions and show you that you never really know what's happening in their heads. This TikTok video is both bizarre and hilarious at the same time. In the clip, we see a cameraman casually following what appears to be an anteater minding its own business. As the cameraman passes by, the anteater notices him and does one of the most peculiar things I've ever seen an animal do. It stands up on its hind legs and strikes a pose, arms wide open like it's channeling some retro 80s traffic warden. While this behavior might seem unusual, especially in low light or at nighttime, it's actually a natural defensive posture for these creatures. This poor dude was just chilling when he caught sight of the cameraman and decided to hit him with an unexpected pose. It's moments like these that remind us that animals can be full of surprises. Growing up, we've all been enchanted by the idea of mermaids as beautiful creatures with a half-human, half-fish appearance. However, this 100-year-old original mermaid skeleton might just make you rethink everything you thought you knew.
This is an original mermaid here. It's not a duplicate. It's an original mermaid.
That's insane. This video was recorded by a tourist visiting a museum when they stumbled upon a rather strange skeleton. In the footage, the camera pans toward what appears to be a child mermaid skeleton encased in glass on display. From head to tail, this thing is downright terrifying. It has ferocious predator-like claws, and its skull is nothing like the graceful visage we imagine when we think of mermaids. The ribcage and tail are equally eerie, giving off a vibe that's far from enchanting. The cameraman then reads the details of this creature and discovers it's a 100-year-old real mermaid skeleton. While I can't verify the age, one thing's for sure. My dream of encountering a mermaid in real life has officially been dashed. I absolutely hate driving late at night on those desolate shortcut roads, not because of burglars or bandits, but because of the terrifying possibility of something like this happening. Thank God he didn't stop. This video you just saw comes from an Indian driver who was cruising through a forest road late at night. In the footage, he's driving in the rain, capturing the eerie calm of the surroundings. Everything seems peaceful at first until the camera catches something standing by the roadside, extending its long arm to signal for a ride. The driver, sensing something off, doesn't stop and just keeps driving, and the video ends there. From what we see, this figure appears humanoid, but that arm is way too long. Seriously, if we pause the video, just take a look at its skin color, and that unnaturally long arm. Whatever it was, I can't even begin to imagine what would have happened if this guy had decided to stop. This next clip, captured in 2006 in British Columbia, recounts the unforgettable experience of two brothers during a camping trip.
Quick, stay! Stay back!
The footage, recorded by one of the brothers, initially captures a large dark figure in the distance, prompting them to assume it was a bear. However, upon closer examination, they quickly realized it wasn't a bear at all, prompting a hasty retreat. Upon returning to the same spot later on, they discovered massive footprints in the ground, resembling those of an exceptionally large creature. In the first video, the brothers describe seeing a dark figure behind the bushes, standing at an imposing 6 feet tall, hunched over, and seemingly fixated on them. However, upon their return, the figure was nowhere to be found. While some speculate it could have been a massive black bear, the footprints they discovered cast doubt on this theory. Could this encounter have been with Bigfoot or something even more ominous? The mystery remains. Ever feel a prickle on the back of your neck? A sense you're not truly alone. Maybe it's just a draft, or perhaps something more. This spine-chilling video, captured by a security camera in a hallway, documents a truly bizarre encounter. Watch closely as a woman enters the hallway, seemingly absorbed in her phone. Suddenly, without warning, a pot inexplicably topples over at the far end of the corridor. The woman halts in her tracks, visibly startled. And then it happens. A swift, unseen force rushes past her, disturbing her hair as if carried by a gust of wind. The woman's reaction speaks volumes as she bolts from the scene in terror, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease. What was that unseen presence? The woman's apprehension suggests she felt its presence even before it made its presence known. Some may argue it was merely a draft, but how could a breeze find its way into a closed-off hallway with such force? It's a puzzling and unsettling incident, one that leaves us grappling with questions and searching for answers in the realm of the unexplained. I never trust the night. It's the time when everyone's asleep and only the strange and unsettling are awake. This next video is terrifying living proof of just that. What was she doing there? This eerie footage comes from a homeowner who, after waking up for a late-night drink, spotted a bizarre figure standing in their backyard. In the video, you can see this creepy lady standing completely still, draped in a white cape, staring directly at the house. She doesn't speak or move much, just sways in this unsettling, unnatural way. Her pale face only adds to the ghostly, spine-chilling vibes. Understandably freaked out, the homeowner called the police, but by the time they arrived, the strange woman had vanished. Who was she, and what were her intentions? It's a good thing the homeowner didn't go outside to investigate, because who knows what could have happened if they had. It's moments like this that remind you, sometimes it's better to stay inside and let the weirdness of the night pass you by. Our minds are funny, always trying to find faces in strange places like clouds or ocean waves. But this video from Oklahoma, well, this one's as clear as day.
7 Skychopper News here, looking at the widespread destruction in the aftermath of the tornado that hit Sunny Hills Trailer Park today.
This next video comes from Oklahoma City, where a devastating tornado ripped through a town, leaving behind a trail of destruction. As a news helicopter flew over the wreckage, it captured something really bizarre amidst the chaos. In the footage, you can see debris scattered everywhere, with trees twisted and uprooted. But if you look closely, something strange stands out. Those trees seem to form the unmistakable image of a face, and not just any face. It looks eerily like the face of Jesus. Naturally, this left people in shock. Some are calling it a sign of the end times, while others think it's just a wild coincidence. Either way, it's pretty mind-blowing how the storm left behind something that looks so divine. Whatever the case may be, it seems this tornado stirred up more than just wind and destruction. Every once in a while, nature throws something at us so bizarre, so terrifying, it makes us question everything we know, like this alien-like beetle that was caught on camera. This horrifying creature you just saw was recorded by a group of fishermen, and the video quickly made its way to Facebook. In the clip, we see a man casually holding what looks like a nightmarish mix between a shrimp and a beetle. It has a hard, armored shell and dozens of legs wriggling beneath it. But the real nightmare is that face. It has multiple eyes staring back at you. And if that wasn't creepy enough, strange tentacle-like appendages are sprouting from its mouth. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in your worst nightmares, yet this guy is holding it like it's some kind of pet. I can't imagine this creature being real, and I'm seriously praying that I'm right. Ever had that eerie feeling that something, or someone, was watching you from the darkness? Let's be honest, we've all felt it at some point, but we usually brush it off as our minds playing tricks on us. Well, this video might make you think twice about what's really lurking in the shadows. This next clip was recorded by a homeowner who had that very same unsettling feeling, like something was stalking him. At first, he thought it was just paranoia, but then he heard rustling in the bushes nearby. Grabbing his camera, he decided to investigate, and what he caught on film will chill you to the bone. In the video, you can make out a black figure standing among the bushes, completely still, as if frozen in time. One eye glows a sinister red, locking its gaze directly into the camera, while the other eye appears hauntingly humanoid. Its body is covered in pitch black fur, and its face looks disturbingly deformed, almost as if nature itself couldn't decide what it was meant to be. But the most unsettling part is that it doesn't move, not even a twitch. It just stands there, staring. Viewers who've already seen this clip are going wild with speculation. Some are convinced it's Bigfoot, while others swear it's a creature straight from the depths of hell. Whatever it is, one thing's for sure. It's up to no good. Our world seems divided into two camps. Those who believe in extraterrestrial life, and those who think the first group are just a bunch of crazies. But if you fall into the latter camp, I've got a video that might just flip your whole perspective in one go. What in the world was that? This footage comes from a guy in Nepal who's convinced he's captured undeniable proof of alien existence. In the video, we can see something glowing eerily in the sky. This glowing object seems to have a dark figure within it, almost as if it's using the light to fly or hover. But then things get even weirder. The glowing lights suddenly open up a portal, and that dark figure just vanishes into it, and the portal closes like nothing ever happened. And just like that, the video ends, leaving us with more questions than answers. Watching something like this, only for it to disappear into a portal before our very eyes, is beyond strange. Sure, this could be the result of some impressive video editing. But the quality of the video, along with how seamlessly that glowing figure fits into it, makes it tough to say for certain whether this is fake. Either way, it's definitely got me scratching my head. Humanity has evolved at lightning speed from the days when we were just another wild species roaming the earth. But when it comes to the elusive Sukumante tribe, it's like stepping back into the Stone Age. This video comes from an Indonesian hiker who stumbled upon something truly rare. Members of the Sukumante tribe wandering around inside a cave. In the footage, you can see dark, humanoid figures moving through the cave-like structure. These individuals are completely black and wear little to no clothing, looking like they've been untouched by modern civilization. Physically, they appear almost frozen in time, as if they've never evolved beyond the Stone Age. And here's where things get even stranger. They're wearing something on their heads that looks like helmets or masks, giving them an almost alien-like appearance. This hiker not only captured something incredibly rare, but he also took a huge risk approaching them. I mean, in situations like this, you never know when curiosity could land you in a cooking pot. Definitely not the kind of adventure I'd be signing up for. But wow, what a find. A group of construction workers were on a routine job in eastern Turkey when their shovel struck something hard. As they dug further, they unearthed the bones of a creature so mysterious, it's left the entire internet community scratching their heads.
To science. No doubt it will be. The researcher responsible for determining the species of the creature says the skeleton will find a new...
This video was uploaded by YouTube news channel Inside Edition, and it shows what these workers found beneath the earth. In the clip, we can see what looks like a strange, dog-like creature, with a body that's somewhat familiar. But things start to get weird when you look closer. Its hind legs are much longer than its front ones, almost like something out of a dinosaur era, giving it a bizarre, almost alien appearance. And instead of hooves, it has sharp claws at the ends of its limbs, But the real terror is its head, which sports predatory teeth, sharp enough to send a chill down your spine. The workers handed this mysterious creature's remains over to a university for further research. And who knows what they'll discover about this long-lost beast. We can only pray. From a distance, some animals might seem friendly, even cute, like the kind you'd want to pet or feed. But trust me, there's a reason we call them wild animals. This next video is the perfect example of why you should keep your snacks and your hands to yourself. Talk about lucky. This video was recorded by a driver who captured a heart-pounding moment that could have easily gone wrong. You see a bear casually approaching a parked car, where someone inside decides it's a good idea to offer it a snack. Bad move. As soon as the man extends his hand with the food, the bear doesn't go for the treat. Nope, it lunges for his hand instead, even leaning halfway into the window to get a better grip. In that split second, the guy inside thankfully pulls his hand back just in time, barely escaping the bear's grasp. If he hadn't reacted so fast, let's just say tomorrow's headlines might have featured this unfortunate man as the latest victim of a bear attack. This was way too close for comfort. Let this video be a reminder. Never hand feed wild animals, especially those known for their aggression and predatory instincts. It's not worth the risk, no matter how friendly they may seem. We've all daydreamed about having a time freeze power, where only we could move while the rest of the world is stuck in a paused state. This next video takes that imagination and brings it to life.
It's grab time! What the fool? Why are they all not moving?
Captured by a farmer during feeding time, this video reveals something strange. As she calls her birds for their meal, something bizarre happens. They all freeze in place, as if time itself has come to a halt. You can see them standing completely still, with feed scattered around them, yet none of them are moving. The farmer is understandably confused, wondering why her feathered friends aren't pecking at the food right in front of them. Yet, amidst the frozen flock, one brave little bird is happily munching away, ignoring the stillness around it. What a weird phenomenon, my guess. Maybe the birds are playing dead, thinking the farmer poses a threat. Or perhaps it's just another glitch in the Matrix. Who knows? Growing up, seeing Superman soar through the skies fascinated us all. But as we got older, we realized it was all just fiction. However, while scrolling through the internet, I stumbled upon an old tape from 2015 that might just reignite those childhood dreams. This intriguing video, recorded on 9th February 2015, captures something really unexplainable. As the footage rolls, a strange humanoid figure comes into view, flying alongside the building. This figure has all the features we recognize: legs, arms, a torso, and a head. But the bizarre part is, it's flying. The figure slowly ascends into the sky, almost as if it's just another day for it. The video cuts off right there, leaving us to wonder, is it possible this is some kind of humanoid-shaped balloon? Even if it is, if I saw that floating above me, I might just think it's coming for me. Let's dive into some fascinating physics. So what happens when you pour liquid nitrogen onto something that's warmer? Something strange, almost supernatural. The extreme temperature difference causes the nitrogen to instantly boil, creating a cushion of gas beneath the droplets, making them levitate like they're floating above the surface. It's like watching white dementors glide across the surface. or ghostly figures dancing in water, mesmerizing and eerie, all at once. This same effect happens with water on a hot plate, but liquid nitrogen? It takes it to a whole new, chilling level. Fair warning, if you suffer from entomophobia, a fear of insects, you might want to look away. This next clip is the stuff of nightmares. This is from Argentina, and honestly, what you're seeing, I'm not sure how to describe it. These are mosquitoes, thousands of them. They've completely taken over. The ground is littered with their tiny bodies. But it's the ones still flying that'll make your skin crawl. There are so many, it feels like the air itself is buzzing with life. Seriously, how do you even begin to tackle this many mosquitoes? A bug zapper. You'd need one the size of a building, maybe some citronella candles. But at this point, you'd have better luck setting the entire neighborhood on fire. Thing to escape this relentless invasion. They're absolutely everywhere. What's scarier? The sight of mosquitoes blanketing every surface, or the thought of what they'll do once they land on you? Got any survival tips? Because personally, I'd be running for the hills. Ever seen waves so perfect? It feels almost unnatural. This beach is giving off some seriously eerie vibes with its parallel waves. The water looks almost too organized, like something is controlling it beneath the surface. Wave after wave rolls in, perfectly spaced, perfectly aligned. Nature's version of a conveyor belt. It's mesmerizing, but there's definitely something unsettling about it. You expect waves to be chaotic, wild, unpredictable. But here, it's as if the ocean itself is following some precise hidden rhythm. Why are the waves behaving like this? Maybe we're living in the Matrix, and this is just a glitch. This next video will have you locking your doors and checking the windows twice. A homeowner in his own neighborhood stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare.
Dude, what the fuck is that? Dude, look through the night vision. Look on the screen. See what is that? Hello? Hey, who is that?
This footage shows a homeowner venturing out to investigate strange screams echoing outside his house. As he cautiously prowls the neighborhood, his camera captures a mysterious figure lurking in the distance. Despite the homeowner's attempts to communicate, the figure remains silent, ominously darting across the street. Suddenly, the air is pierced by a blood-curdling scream.
It's tripping me out, dude.
Sending shivers down the homeowner's spine, who wastes no time in hightailing it out of there with his camera in tow. What's truly unnerving is that the entity captured on camera bears no resemblance to anything we've ever seen before. Its spectral appearance suggests something otherworldly, perhaps a ghost or a spirit. After witnessing this spine-chilling encounter, it's safe to say that investigating strange noises in the dead of night is off the table for me. Ever wondered what it'd be like to see a real-life flying person? Not the kind in cheesy superhero movies, mind you, but something a whole lot more unsettling.
Lindsay, come here.
This unsettling footage, captured in Maryhill, has gone viral, leaving both locals and internet users bewildered. In the clip, you'll see this figure up high, looking just like a person. It's got a shape that seems to have a head, arms, and legs, all covered in what looks like a big billowing cloak. And it's zipping through the sky at a pretty fast pace, leaving everyone scratching their heads. Now, if I had to take a guess, it could be some sort of fancy drone made to look like a person, maybe to freak people out or pull a prank. Or it might just be one of those huge kites that look like a person, but are really just made of paper. Either way, whether it's a drone or a kite, seeing something like that flying around would give anyone the creeps. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Whenever I think I've seen it all, nature surprises us with something utterly unexplainable, like this astonishing ball of lightning. This captivating video comes from a store owner who was closing up for the night when something truly otherworldly unfolded. As he records the night sky, strong lightning strikes, but instead of dissipating like ordinary lightning, something extraordinary happens. At the end of the strike, a mesmerizing ball of lightning forms, flashing around the sky as if it's being controlled by an unseen force. The ball zips right and left, darting through the darkness, with a life of its own before the video abruptly ends. Witnessing something as unpredictable as lightning transform and go berserk is nothing short of astonishing. Just imagine the thought of this electrifying phenomenon striking someone. That's pretty darn terrifying. Nature never ceases to amaze, and moments like these remind us of its incredible power and mystery. What do you think could be happening here? Rocks may seem like ordinary, unassuming objects, but some types can actually weld metals. Sounds wild, right? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because this video will prove it to you. These jaw-dropping clips come from Reddit, where they were posted under the title Burning Rocks. In the first video, we see someone rubbing a metal rod against a black rock, and as they do, flames erupt. The friction between the two creates fire, sending smoke spiraling into the air. It's a surreal sight. Who knew rocks could do that? But hold on, it gets even crazier. The second clip reveals another rock taking things a step further by generating arcs for welding. As the cameraman touches the rock with a piece of another rock, it sparks to life, creating arcs similar to what you'd see in a welding shop. It's like something out of a Marvel movie, reminiscent of vibranium stones from Wakanda. From my perspective, the second rock appears to be grounded to a metal plate, completing a welding circuit. But that first rock, I can't quite figure it out. It doesn't seem to be grounded anywhere, unless it's cleverly hidden from view. What do you think? Is it just nature showing off? Or are we on to something extraordinary? While scrolling through the internet, I stumbled upon a horrifying video that made me rethink ever trusting stray animal sounds at night. Because you never know. It might be something far more terrifying waiting for you. This eerie footage comes from Indonesia, where a family was absolutely traumatized by whatever was trying to get into their yard through the fence. In the video, you can see a bizarre, creepy humanoid figure attempting to squeeze through the bars of the fence, all while emitting strange, unsettling cat-like noises. But here's the disturbing part. The figure has a human-like face that looks half-burned, with completely white, soulless eyes. Its sharp teeth glint in the dim light, and its body is covered in what seems to be cat-like fur. The way this creature lets out those eerie, cat-like sounds makes the whole scene even more unsettling. What in the world is that thing? Could it be a skinwalker trying to mimic a cat to get close? Or is it something even more terrifying and dangerous? Whatever it is, this video left me with chills. Floods are already uncontrollable forces of destruction, but one of the most unsettling, and frankly, disturbing, things they bring with them is the eerie sight of coffins rising from the ground. The video you just watched shows a massive flood tearing through a road, but there's something especially chilling being carried along by the water. As the cameraman zooms in, you're met with a horrifying sight. A coffin floating amidst the rushing floodwaters. The water, moving at a terrifying speed, sweeps the coffin along to who knows where. It's an unsettling image and a grim reminder of the devastation floods can cause. Not only do they destroy the land, but they can also easily dislodge coffins from the ground, sending them drifting away like this. Now, imagine waking up the next morning and finding that coffin in your backyard. What on earth would you even do? April 26, 1986 stands as a haunting reminder of the catastrophic nuclear accident in history. The Chernobyl disaster not only wreaked havoc at the time, but left behind nuclear radiation that still lingers today. But in a shocking twist, scientists have discovered something completely unexpected that may be a solution for all of this. These photos are from the Chernobyl disaster site, showing a strange black fungus growing in one of the most radioactive environments on Earth. While examining the reactor's remains, scientists stumbled upon this mysterious fungus, later identified as cladosporium, clinging to the walls of the reactor. What makes this discovery mind-blowing is that this fungus doesn't just survive in the radiation, on it using the radiation as a source of energy. In the photos, you can even see how the fungus transforms into different colored mushrooms, sprouting from the radioactive ground and walls like something straight out of a science fiction movie. This discovery is groundbreaking because it offers a glimpse of hope in our battle against nuclear radiation. Who knows, this black fungus could be a game changer in cleaning up radiation that we're dealing with now, and will face in the future. Living in India, watch out for the karate monkeys. In this video from a shop's security camera, the street scene unfolds with an elderly person strolling casually. Suddenly, a monkey appears on the scene, charging towards something. To everyone's surprise, it targets the old man directly. The monkey executes a strong, two-legged kick, sending the poor man tumbling to the ground. After the attack, displaying its natural agility and parkour skills, the monkey swiftly jumps onto a nearby car and makes a quick getaway. This unexpected encounter raises concerns, as the situation could have taken a more severe turn, especially if the elderly man had hit his head on something during the fall. If you're in India, it's crucial to stay vigilant and be cautious around these mischievous primates to avoid potential encounters like this one. This intriguing video comes from an African forest safari, where a tourist captures footage of a peculiar creature sitting inside a tree. At first glance, the creature appears similar to a baboon, but as the camera zooms in on its face, it reveals features unlike anything seen before. The creature possesses a strange and creepy humanoid hand, sitting upright and fixated on something. In the background, you can hear the voices of a large crowd that has gathered to witness this unusual sight. Suggesting that the creature might be hiding in the tree due to the attention. While some may speculate that it's a baboon, the unique and potentially damaged appearance of its face raises questions. I think that it could have faced confrontations with other baboons, which is common as they vie for territory. What are your thoughts on this strange creature sighting? This video was being recorded by two sisters just for fun, showing them goofing around for a while, but at some point something bizarre appears right next to the corner of the door. The face of a pale woman with long dark hair can be seen peeking at them. The girl recording immediately notices it and goes after it, only to be met by this sight. She grabs her sister and both run outside, clearly spotting that there is someone inside their house. What exactly was that? A long-gone resident of the building, still trapped inside the house's walls? What do you think? The video you are about to see was supposedly taken by a villager who managed to finally catch a glimpse of what many people described as a nightmare for their lives. From a distance, the man catches a glimpse of a dark figure walking in the snow. He tries to zoom in, but the quality is poor, and we can't quite make much of it. Although the quality is bad, the man is convinced that what he caught on camera is the thing that terrorizes his village, with many people reporting hearing heavy footsteps outside their houses at night. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot? What do you think? Uploaded about 4 years ago, this clip still serves as stuff of nightmares for whoever watches it. Recorded by a security camera mounted on the front of the house to keep an eye on burglars or intruders. This clip recorded a terrifying thing. At first, nothing seems unusual, but then a figure appears to be coming towards the gate of the house. And as moments pass, we can see that the figure walks through the gate without even opening it. Many people on the internet blamed it on the camera being faulty, but if it was that, then how did he not open the gate before entering? The figure starts off as a weird silhouette of a man, and ends up as a normal human being walking towards the house. And that's what is most scary about this clip. No one in the house had ever seen this man before, even in their neighborhood, and according to them, they never saw anyone entering the house either. But then what was it? For me, the video looks quite genuine, but there's still a chance that it could be edited or a glitch. In the world, there are two kinds of people. Those who have researched and believe in the existence of aliens, and others, like myself, who consider aliens to be nothing more than a product of human imagination. However, after encountering this video from the US Air Force, even skeptics like me might need to reconsider their stance. The footage captures the night sky, revealing an unidentified flying object gracefully soaring through the air. This object appears to resemble a spaceship, complete with a plate-like structure and a pilot cabin at its forefront. The video even includes close-up shots of the spaceship's cockpit, where two alien-like figures are observed piloting the craft. These beings bear an uncanny resemblance to the aliens commonly depicted in movies. Notably, the spaceship appears to be flying at a relatively low altitude, prompting speculation that, if genuine, it might be navigating Earth's surface. The image captured from the cockpit provides a fascinating glimpse of curious-looking aliens. Additionally, it's impressive that the US Air Force possesses cameras capable of zooming in to such an extent, capturing distant objects in the night sky. We all know plants are alive, but have you ever seen one take a walk? A branch with leaves is moving and grooving. It scoots across the pavement like it has tiny feet. At first, you might think it's some sneaky leaf bugs in disguise. But zoom in closer, and it's clear these are real leaves, firmly attached to the branch. The most puzzling part? Other leaves are scattered around, perfectly still. So what's making this one take a stroll? Is it magic? A mischievous wind spirit? The answer might be simpler. Wind could be playing tricks, pushing the branch in a way that makes it look like it's walking. But hey, that doesn't stop the mystery. Imagine you're looking out your window, and in the house across the street, you see this.
Tap it on the window out there.
Oh, yeah.
Top window.
Yeah.
This video from California has viewers on the edge of their seats. The clip, filmed by a neighbor, captures a sight straight out of a spooky movie. It shows what appears to be an empty house across the street. A strange humanoid shadow darts across an upstairs window in an unnaturally swift motion. The figure then vanishes, only to reappear moments later in a downstairs window, seemingly staring directly at the camera. Needless to say, this was a really scary and bizarre sight. However, this encounter has sparked a debate. Is it a genuine paranormal experience, or something more down to earth? While the video is unsettling, I believe it could be a clever prank. A cardboard cutout figure, strategically placed and moved between windows, could explain the swift movements and reappearance. This video was recorded by a hiker exploring the lowland tropical forests of Africa, and he had a surprising encounter with a skunk ape. In the video, the hiker's camera is focused on something in the distance. At first, it appears to be an ape displaying signs of anger or frustration, vigorously tearing into a tree in front of it. The hiker remains calm and continues to film this powerful creature. The ape is completely engrossed in dismantling the tree with its bare hands. Throughout the video, this creature appears to be a muscular ape, but towards the end, when it stands up, its immense size and human-like posture become evident. Observing this humanoid stance, the hiker wisely decides to make a hasty retreat, realizing that what he was recording was not an ape or gorilla, but indeed the formidable skunk ape. I'm relieved that the hiker made a quick exit, because I can only imagine the consequences if the skunk ape had noticed him observing from a distance. Recorded and uploaded on TikTok by a user named DeBlankers, this video had everyone in shock when they first saw it. What appears to be a spooky night soon turns into actual terror when a weird-looking creature appears on the screen crawling on the ground. The creature looked very skinny to be a human, and yet it did not resemble an animal either. What was it? For many, it was the infamous skinwalker accidentally caught on the trail camera. However, for others, it was just a hoax and nothing else. As the video gained more and more views, the mixed reactions it was getting got intense. Till today, no one has been able to tell what exactly it was. Was it really the skinwalker? What do you think? For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.